Hey folks, Kilo Foxtrot Zero Quebec November Mike. My name is Justin. This is the first video on this YouTube channel. This is going to be a little bit rusty and I'm trying to record in my kitchen, but I wanted to show you guys one of the things that I had done. This is a battery box that I had made with a Red Odo battery, and this was inspired by Mike, K8MRD. Go check out his YouTube channel. What I had done here is I had purchased a Harbor Freight case. This is an Apache case. And this is a weatherproof 4800 case. They come in lots of different colors. I chose orange. And how I put this together is I got some 3D printed materials here. But first, I'm going to show you on the left-hand side. We've got a Drolk collimeter. And this keeps an eye on the voltage. Of course, it's not doing anything at the moment because I have it currently turned off. Voltage meter. Right-hand side, I have some Anderson power poles, and I got two more of those over here. And then you notice there's a yellow one. That's because there's a Geneson solar charge controller. And just to show you the inside, you might hear some crunching in the background because that is my dog. Pulling this open, this took me a couple hours to put together. But inside, we have the Red Odo 12.8 volt, 100 amp hour battery. And everything's all kind of wired together through a little fuse box. I will put on Amazon a parts list down in the description below where you can get these parts and how to put them all together. Each of those has little ring terminals that are all connected. I got some 30 amp fuses for the Anderson power poles. I got a 15 amp fuse for the Geneson solar charge controller, and I got a 5 amp fuse for the USB connections. To turn this on, I got a Marine weatherproof breaker here. Now, I don't trust this breaker 100%, but to turn that on, I just gotta flip that little switch underneath. And how I put this together, I got some good PowerWorks cable. Now, very important, if you build a battery box, do not use copper-clad aluminum. That is garbage cable. Get the pure copper stuff. That is what you need for DC. So, coming from the terminals, on both the black and the red terminals, there is 10 gauge cable. And then I got 12 gauge going to each of the Anderson power poles. This little thin wire here is actually going to the collimeter. And now you can actually see on the side, we're at 92%. These are programmable to accommodate all sorts of different battery sizes. I absolutely love this thing. It's very helpful to let me know how things are going. If you do charge this, charge through one of the Anderson power poles and not through the terminals itself. Otherwise, this device won't sense incoming current. And then this little USB adapter here is also on Amazon. There's a 65 watt, sorry, it's a little bright, 65 watt USB-C up top, and then a 12 watt USB B type, or A type, excuse me, A type down toward the bottom there. That keeps an eye on the active charging. And then the Geneson solar charge controller. It's the GV10 lithium iron phosphate solar charge controller. It's a really nice one, actually. This one I am using because this is RF quiet. So if you want to power your ham radios and you don't want any noise going through your antenna, you're going to need to go with this brand. This brand is really good. Love Red Odo batteries. Thanks to them, by the way, on Facebook for shouting me out and using one of my images. That was really cool of them. On the other side over here, now once again, thanks to K8MRD, these Anderson power pole plugs, the housings that are in here are 3D printed, and they the material for them is on Thingiverse or the STI file and how to 3D print those. And I had a colleague at work that helped me print those for me, so that was actually pretty nice. I am using the yellow Anderson power pole to go to the Geneson solar charge controller, and this has actually been pretty nice. Now, in addition, behind the packaging foam, I keep the documentation for the battery, as well as a little pouch of spare fuses. This is very important, especially if you're out in the field and you need to do some emergency maintenance, because that can happen. Some accessories that you can get. Sorry about the messy table. I have a power inverter that I purchased, and this is a 400 watt power inverter. Got it at a Hamfest for 15 bucks. Guy gave me a good deal, so I gave him a little tip. I converted the ends to Anderson power poles, so that way I can plug that directly into here. And then I've got standard 120 volt outlets that I can charge laptops with and do all sorts of other stuff. The other device that I got here, this is a mobile battery charger, and this is made by Paradigm Radio. Now, this is not RF quiet, so if you're charging your battery on the road and you have radios in your vehicle, it's going to make a lot of noise, so just beware of that. The connectors, I'm just going to make mention real quick here. I pulled out a few of these because these Anderson power poles, these can accommodate like 15 amp, 30 amp, and 45 amp connectors. And originally I used these 45 amp wedges here to go inside the Anderson power poles, but they had a really difficult time being stuck in properly. But since I don't go over 30 amps, I just opted to do this 30 amp Anderson power pole connector instead. The terminals, I actually use a couple of these. These little ring terminals you can get from like Ace Hardware. They're really good quality, solid, and they can take a lot of current. So that's what I've put on those terminals. I absolutely love this battery box. This has powered all sorts of different radios out there. It lasts for weeks and weeks, even just sitting in the back of my car. But do not charge these when they're cold. So if it's winter time, make sure to take it inside first, let it get to room temperature, and then charge the battery. But anyway, that is my battery box build. If you guys want to go see how to build one of these battery boxes, I highly recommend, once again, check out K8MRD. He has actually built a few battery boxes, and it was because of him that I was able to put this together. I love it. It's fantastic, and I've had a lot of fun with it. Oh, Editor Justin here. One more quick thing. If you guys want to know what type of charger you should use to charge these big 100 amp hour batteries, I've chosen this one. This is by EcoWorthy, and it does at least 10 amps. I converted one of the ends here, changed out the XT connector. I think that's what that's called. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And then once again, I converted that to Anderson power pole, so I can actually charge the battery by plugging it directly in the battery box. Just thought I'd throw that little tip there for you. This is KF0 Q&M. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments. And have a great day in 7-3.